Hey guys, my name is Dee, this is the Heroine's Corner and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing my May TBR. So it's actually been quite a long time since I've filmed. It feels like it's been quite a long time, and yeah, I'm doing a TBR. I'm also downstairs again because my room is an absolute tip. So I did not want to like tidy it today just to film, so I'm downstairs again. So yeah, May TBR. Asian readathon's happening, also the Do the Thing readathon's happening, and those are all my reading plans, to be honest, because I'm doing a lot of different things this month, like including revision for my exams and also just a lot of things outside of my reading hobby, like my other hobbies I'm focusing more on that, and then also career things I need to plan out. So there's a lot of different things happening, so I don't want to put pressure on myself with this TBR. And also I am prioritizing short books on this TBR as well. So all these books are like under 300 pages, like at the most it's like 300 pages. I don't think that. Yeah, so that's it. Let's just get straight into the May TBR. Also, I want to say that I'm going to be putting donation links and information links in my description box down below for various different causes, because a lot of things have been happening in the world, and in the global north the least we can do is educate ourselves and not bury our heads in the sand because we think, oh, this isn't immediate to me or it's complicated. The least we could do is just educate ourselves. So there's going to be a lot of different links down below, because a lot of different countries, a lot of different things are happening. So yeah, I just wanted to bring attention to that. But without further ado, let's get into my May TBR. So the first readathon I want to talk about is the Asian readathon, and this is hosted by Cindy over at With Cindy, and I absolutely adore Cindy. I love her channel. I love her energy. Her vibe is just like chef's kiss. I'm going to leave her video down below where she explains the readathon and all the different things that are happening in the readathon. The three main books I'm going to be prioritizing in this readathon are Asian British books, and I don't feel like Asian British books are talked about enough on Booksheep, to be honest. So I'm going to be reading some Asian British books. So the first book I want to talk about actually isn't a book, it is a poetry collection, and that is Ari Desire by Afshan D'Souza Loti, and this is a debut poetry collection. And all I know is that the topic of the poems are related to like love, lust, desire. That's the kind of poetry we're getting. So the author is actually from Dubai, I believe, and she lives now in Manchester. And I know that this poetry collection has been on shortlists and like different long lists for different various prizes, so I'm happy to finally get this. I actually won this in a giveaway, and I usually don't win like Twitter giveaways, but I won this time. So I'm very happy about that. The next book I'm going to be talking about is Rumeta, but a fairy tale by Radia Hafiza, and this is a middle grade book, and I'm pretty sure there's 3 different stories in here. We have Cinderella, Rapunzel, and Snow White. Is there? I don't think it's Snow White. Wait, that's like Rumpelstiltskin, isn't it? Wait, okay. It's a collection of fairy tales from and they've been inspired by the author's Bangladeshi background, and I cannot wait to read this because I think, was it Olivia over Olivia's Catastrophe? She really enjoyed this book, and it's middle grade and it's short, and I want to read about fairy tales, because if there's one thing about me, if I could jump into a fairy tale and live my life in fairy tales, I absolutely would. Okay, not like grim fairy tales, like more nice fairy tales, whimsical fairy tales. I would absolutely just love to just be in that space, and it's a space that has been dominated by a white female perspective for so long. I love seeing women of color tell fairy tales, and it's just a genre of books and literature I wish I could have seen myself in, because I just love them so much. So I'm very excited to read this book. Of course, it's been getting a lot of hype, a lot of praise. And then the next book that's of like top priority for me is My Past is a Foreign Country, and this is by Zeba Telkani, and this is a non-fiction book, and the author is of Saudi Arabia. Like, she was born in Saudi Arabia, and then she moves to like different countries like India, Germany, and then eventually in the UK. And all I know is that this is like memoir-esque about her being a Muslim, being a feminist, and just dealing with these different cultures that she encounters. And I also know that there's some spotlight on her relationship with her mother, and I absolutely adore mother-daughter relationships in books. Just give me all of them. I just love mother-daughter relationships in books. So yeah, again, pretty short. I haven't been hearing too much about this book, but when I do hear about it, it's always good things. So yeah, so I can't wait to finish. I can't wait to read this, and just I feel like this will be a very insightful read. So yeah, my past is foreign country. So those are the three Asian British books that I want to read for the Asian readathon, and then I'm going to add these two here that I might read if I get the time to. So the first book I want to talk about is Winter in Sokcho by Alyssa Shua Dusupin, and this is a adult fiction book, and I know that it centers around a relationship between a Franco-Korean woman and a French graphic novelist. I just absolutely adore the cover of this, by the way. It's like a postcard. Like I just love it. I love it. I live for it. Look at that contrast color as well. Can you see that? Anyway, yeah, and I know the author is Franco-Korean as well, and I feel like it's going to be a very interesting book. This is also translated fiction as well, like both of these books are that I'm going to talk about. But yeah, heard good things about it. I picked it up last month, so I feel like I should just read it straight away, so it's not on my shelves forever. But yeah, Winter Sokcho. And then the next book I want to talk about is If Cats Disappeared from the World by Genki Kawamura. I hope I said that last name correctly. And this is I'm not sure if this is a collection of short stories or if this is just a one story. And I don't know if this is the book where the main character turns into a cat, I believe. I don't know I'm pretty sure that's the premise of this book. I know Joel over at Fictional Fates, he read this book and he really enjoyed this. Again, it is translated fiction from Japanese, I believe. So those are the books that I will be reading in the Asian readathon. Again, this is just all possibility. I could pick up like any number, like any different books, like besides these 5. But I feel like I can get through these books because they are so short. So I don't feel pressure on myself to read them because I feel like I can really read all these books. But yeah, so that's for the Asian readathon. And then the other readathon I'm taking part in is the Do the Thing readathon, and this is hosted by Ashley over at Frog Food Fiction, and I absolutely adore Ashley. One of my favorite booktubers, so I'm very excited that she announced this readathon. It's new, and essentially in a week in May, like late May, I'll put the dates on the screen. You just do the thing that you wanted to do in that week. So like bookish goals essentially. So if your goal in the year was to read more graphic novels, this would be the week where you just try and read as many graphic novels as possible. I'm kind of surprised that this readathon hasn't been created before, because so much of what we talk about on BookTube is like goal orientated when it comes to like different books that we want to read and plan to read. So I'm very excited to take part in this, but of course I'm being very cautious about what I'm dedicating myself to read, because a lot of things are happening in May. So I got the perfect thing to read, or the perfect collection to read. I am going to be reading my Penguin Modern collection, and this is not the entirety of the Penguin Modern collection, but these are all the titles written by authors of color. I believe, I'm pretty sure I have all of them, so there's like 8 in total here. And we have like so many different authors here. Like we have like Martin Luther King's Letter from Birmingham Jail, that is a part of the collection. We also have like Audre Lorde, we have Chinua Achebe. So we have a lot of different authors in this collection. And yeah, I bought this and I was going to attempt to vlog me reading all of these, but like I can kind of do that this month maybe. But I've been planning to just like binge read all of these. For my Collectors Community Challenge, I'm going to try and read Heart of the Race, Black Women's Lives in Britain, and this is like a collection of essays, I believe, from the perspective of Black British women in the 1970s and 80s. It was first published in 1985, so this is a modern classic, of course. Under 300 pages, so that was kind of my cut-off point for this month, but the writing is slightly tiny. But we're going to, you know, pray and hope we can get through this. But then the last book I want to talk about in this video is going to be an ARC that I received from Hamish Hamilton, which is a Penguin Random House imprint. I got this book last month. It's one of my most anticipated reads, so you probably already know about it. But that's Assembly by Natasha Brown. And this is an adult fiction contemporary novel, and we are just following the thoughts, feelings, perspective of a Black British woman who is just reflecting on society and like different things that are happening to her. I did start reading this like last month, but I wasn't in the mindset, and I knew this was going to be a good read, so I was kind of like, let me just save it for next month. It's pretty short, really short, just under 100 pages, so this will not take me long at all, but I just wanted to put it on the TBR so I do eventually get to it. So this is my May TBR, guys. Please let me know what books you're going to be reading in the month of May. If you're taking part in the Asian readathon or the Do the Thing readathon or any other readathon that I might not know, because in BookTube a lot of different readathons just happen. I'm like, what? That was happening? But yeah, so let me know what you're reading for the month of May. Please remember to check out the description box down below for a lot of donation links, information links that will be available for you guys to just like educate yourselves on, or like donate if you can possibly donate. But yeah, that is it, guys. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow me on my Twitter and my Bookstagram, and I'll see you guys soon on another video soon.